Hello, good morning, welcome back to the FishLocker out on the boat. What a lovely day, and my friend Dan and I are going out to play with a few fish, hopefully. We've got tiny neap tides, so we're hoping to anchor up on some rough ground. The first order of the day though is to try and find some bait. It's been hard to find lately, so fingers crossed we manage to get some mackerel, some pilchards, some whiting, some pouting, anything really, anything we can use as bait. It's not hard to see why this is my favourite time of day. Let's go! Dan's doing a fantastic job of catching us some fresh bait. Get him in the boat while I make us up some rigs. That's bait taken care of. Let's go and see if we can't get the anchor down. We've got the anchor down now. Hopefully, this is this is first time. It's not uncommon to have to anchor a couple of different times, depending if the wind or if the tide changes. At the moment, the anchor is stuck in and we're fishing onto an area of rough ground. Now, Dan is fishing with some baited feathers to try and catch pouting, whiting, anything like that. Not only will that provide us with more bait, but also it gives you some type of idea of what the life is like down there. Because if there are no small fish, there won't be any big fish, because there's nothing for the big fish to eat. On the other rods, I am setting up some big fish traces. That is a 10-0 hook, 150 pound mono with about 1.5 to 2 foot hook length. I might shorten the hook length because we've got really small tides today. Sometimes what can happen is if the tides are really slack like this, is the fish can sit with the bait in its mouth and it doesn't swim off. So you don't register you've got a bite until the fish has swallowed the bait. We'll see what the first couple of fish are like and I might shorten these up. But I'm just using some of the fresh mackerel that Dan caught. Just filleted them off. One's got a flapper on and I'm going to put some fillets on this one, and then we're going to fish the baits tight on the bottom. We're fishing for things like conger and ling, possibly with a bycatch of bullhuss, maybe even a taupe, just anything we can find. Just enjoying a bit of mixed fishing, just like that. The main thing is that the hook point is proud of the bait. If the hook point isn't sticking out, you're not going to hook the fish. We are fishing in 45-46 metres of water, and we're using 8-ounce leads. Now when the tide slackens off a little bit, we might drop the weight of the leads down, but we'll just play it by ear. Found something? Yeah. I reckon it is. Alright, just jagging about, it might be a wrasse. Yeah. See if I can hold it up without it jumping. Usually they wait until you've got them just in front of the camera before they start flapping. There is a lovely looking male cuckoo wrasse. Hold on. See if we can't find something bigger. Dan's doing well on the baited feathers. Let's swing it in. Yeah. That is a jumbo pouting. If they are down there, then ling and conger are going to be down there. Right. Yeah, mate, we're going to stick it in the barrel. Yeah. Yeah. A nice one. Dropped it. Oh, we could have had a double hook up. Getting the fish feeding is the key. Once they're all feeding, they're competing with each other down there, the bites will come really quick. Another pouting.
Bit of a mess here, John.
Nip one pearl, but when this one gets down to the bottom, I'll get your hand.
That's right, I'm up.
Oh, well done. No, there is a fish on this rod. You want to wind this one in?
Yeah.
Right, you need to wind right down to the water, put your thumb on the spool and then strike. So, we'll strike like a man then.
Yes. Oh, you little bugger.
Told you.
Yeah, alright. Alright.
Maybe sideways.
Weight's still on the end there, mate, sorry.
Oh, no, you dropped it?
Yeah.
It's alright, just drop straight back down to the bottom. That there, them two fish there, don't know if you saw. Like I've said, the small fish will come out first and then the big fish will come out. And all it is the baits we put down are quite big and they're on big hooks. So the little fish, they just hang on. They don't get the hook all in their mouth, they just hang on to the bait. Because I imagine that they think, oh, it's just a fish and it's trying to swim away from me, that's why they fight it for a bit. And then when they start getting further up in the water, they realise and then they let go.
Is that going to annoy you then, mate?
So you can do one or two things. You can either switch down to a smaller hook and a smaller bait, and then you run the risk of deep hooking more fish, or you just have to fish through the small ones. See what I said about getting the fish competing? All Dan did there was to just drop straight back down to the bottom. You giving it slack again? Drop it back down. The trick is keeping a bend in the rod. Once you get some weight on the rod and you hold it down, even if it's a light hook hold, it will hold on to the fish. Call that a practice run.
Second one.
Just like I said, it's the little ones that come up first.
Awesome.
Now, what we're after is something possibly 10 times that size. Now the smaller ones are often harder to unhook because you use the fish's own weight. When using a T-bar, you use the fish's own weight to pop it off the hook. When they only weigh a few pounds like that, they haven't got the weight to push themselves off. The reason why you put the rod tip right to the water and wait for a bite to be able to strike is because you need to get them out of the rough stuff. They're right in amongst all the rocks. If you strike from there, you're only striking 2 feet. So it's still in amongst the rocks. Whereas if you're striking down at the seabed and you've got a 6 foot strike, you've immediately got it up 4 or 5 feet. The first few seconds and the first few, go on. And the first few feet are crucial. Because that fish will fight to be back in the seabed. That's it, keep going. Down. Shit. Lift, lift. There you go. Just bang its head a bit, that might be a ling. Keep going.
Yeah, this is fine.
That is a ling. Well done.
Very nice.
What did I say? Banging its head, it might be a ling.
Yeah.
Ling, unlike congers, are really good eating fish. But, as I was just trying to do without getting my fingers cut off, they have got really sharp teeth. But that is a nice sized table ling. Well done, Dan.
Thank you.
They live in the same type of area that congers do, eat the same type of things. So when you're fishing for one, you will catch the other. Just get him dispatched. The fish are starting to come on the feed. Getting a, oh, oh. You want to get on top of that. You see, that there's why you keep your thumb on the spool when you're striking into them. Because the preset of your drag, your strike like that, that fish could be trying to swim away. Better to hold your thumb on the spool to strike than take your thumb off and start playing the fish. So lift and then wind down. There you go. And you're almost there. You see fish coming up from the sounder, look.
Oh yeah.
You're at 12 metres. Don't stop, don't stop.
It's gone. No, no. Okay.
Told you don't stop. Fish can sometimes swim up to the boat, so it feels like they've come off. Just do not stop. Conger eel. Better one.
Yeah, that's one.
Right. Now, let off some slack. Let the bail arm off. Even though this is a bigger eel, it really is dog eat dog down there. Because if you can see on its side, on here, where my hand is, another fish has taken a bite out of it, look. So something that's going to eat something this size. Oh, good weight. There's a better weight. There you go.
Oh my goodness, that's a nice one.
Look, it's just lip up. Look.
Obviously, if you need them, mate.
It's still going. Slow down then, slow down.
Considerably larger.
Yeah. There is kind of like an unwritten rule. You watch out and see what that sounder is. Want to know where it is.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's all the way.
It's gone down.
It's all the way at the bottom. It's just hooking the skin of its lip. I don't think I'm going to be able to lift this one out, because although you can't see, it's just in like the skin of its lip. You can hold this rod a second, mate. Trying to do it with my left hand.
That's right.
There's the hook out.
Cool.
Thank you. Believe it or not, but this actually is still a relatively small one. All that swimming around and he's still straight back down.
No.
A swing and a miss!
Right, see that now, father. I thought I had something. It might happen, it might not.
Conger can be really finicky. It can be anything from like a small mouthing bite to like pulling, wrenching the rod over the side. Should always treat it as if it's a big fish, because that one time when you're like, ah, it's just a little tiny one, and you strike into it, it'll end up being that monster 80-pounder and it'll absolutely do you. I've seen it happen loads of times when people are like, oh, it's a pouting one, strike like that, and then the rod disappears out of their hands because they haven't properly got hold of it. Yeah, I was using fresh mackerel to start with to get a scent trail going, and those last two fish came on cuttlefish. Cuttlefish and octopus are great baits. Really tough, really smelly, and you can catch like 3 or 4 fish on one bait usually. We're just saying there, what a lovely day to be at sea. If you have to explain to somebody why you enjoy being at sea like this, they wouldn't get it even when you explained it. Yeah. A little tiny one.
Oh. We worked hard for that one. It's good.
Stop it. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Let's get it up out the bottom. It's stuck in there, is it?
Yeah.
Get the fish out, did you?
Yeah.
There you go. I'll deal with that, and you've got a fish on that rod as well.
Oh my goodness, okay. Let me risk recover from that one.
There is it.
Yeah.
That's a good 20-pound fish, that. T-bar.
I know, it's lovely, isn't it?
You alright?
Yeah.
Some weight on there.
That's a beauty. Just do not want to lose it.
worried about me giving you grief, is that what it is?
Basically, yeah. I think it's 3 that have had the better of it, isn't it, so far, so. That technique, John.
That's all I'm doing with the baits. Keep going, mate. You are at about 10 metres, just less.
Keeps one in a dive, which is a good sign.
Another nice eel.
Yeah.
We're going underneath me, mate.
Yeah.
That's perfectly hooked. The big thing to watch for when a conger's thrashing about at the side like that is the lead. So first thing you want to do is grab hold of the lead. That hook hold there is perfect. Just right in the upper jaw. You can see the mackerel inside its mouth,
Yeah.
can't you? Come on.
Yeah.
Straight back down. Feel like you found a better one?
Yes.
I saw you'd gone quiet.
He wants to play with it. Don't feel like it.
Just keep going. Don't
Yeah,
leave him.
feel like the conger, but
If you leave him any slack, he'll be gone. Keep going.
oh, you do.
Don't hold it back like that. If he wants to go, he wants to go. You might be fighting a 50-pound fish. If it wants to go down, it'll
Yeah,
go
it's
down.
going to go, and it feels like that's what it wants to do anyway.
If you've got a light hooked fish, or if the hook isn't properly set, and you let the rod go straight and the line go slack, the hook can just turn out. So you need to keep a bend in the rod at all times. Nan's doing a great job of playing a decent sized fish up here.
And then it feels so heavy now. That's it. So.
Right, it's alright, it's still the same fish, you've not changed it, just keep going. Keep going.
All wrapped up.
Right. Be careful there, because as it's wrapped itself up a little bit, when it gets out straight back down. When they wrap themselves up, if they ever unwrap, as soon as they unwrap, they go straight for another dive. Second.
Can we come round?
Yeah.
Is there
An albino head on him, that one.
Yeah, very pale, isn't it?
That's a good fish, that. Just stand back, mate, I'm going to go straight aboard.
Okay. That's a nice fish.
Just stick it back.
Yeah, why not?
Just head first up this way if you can. Oh,
Yeah, she's going. Easy.
get out of it. Be lucky if that fish is. It'd be a high teen, but he's. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I've said before, when you reach over the side, turn this a little bit. When you reach over the side to get hold of them, the first thing you want to get hold of is the lead, because as they twang around like they're doing, the lead can fly and hit you in the face.
Oh, I thought you had.
And there's the bait. I can't believe that little reel there took that big bait. Oh no! Left my Kit Kat out in the sun.
Double whammy. Let's go back down.
Double downer. Ah well, what are you going to do? But yeah, you'll find that often that you get one that quick.
Yeah, it's not quite got hold of it.
It's not quite got hold of it. It's a bit of a toss up really, is it? If you leave it too long, they'll go in a hole, and if you don't leave it long enough, they'll pull the bait out of its mouth. So, there you are.
Oh, yes.
Ah, another nice conger. From that other line. Considering that bait wasn't down there very long, it has taken it quite deep. That's like I was saying, at the bigger reels, they don't mess about, so when you know you've got one drop in it,
yeah,
it's a little one, isn't it?
but it's to keep the line away from the body as well, from the twist, which is, I can see his benefit there.
Iron.
Mine was reeling itself up there.
When you get yourself to the side of the boat, don't reel your lead too close, because when it does one of them twists, it can wrap up the end of your rod and it snaps it off.
Not done yet, is he? Or she?
1 second. Thank you. Like I said, do not be tempted to put your fingers anywhere near it. There you go.
Oh, botheration.
That's alright. It's a deep hooked fish. You see, that's why we're using a 150-pound line. I'll show you this trace now. Now congers, although they haven't got sharp teeth like what a ling has, ling's teeth are like little blades, like little pins. Conger's teeth are just like a rubbing plate, and that's what they do. Just rubbed right through 150-pound mono. Glad we got to see it. There's it going straight back down to the bottom. Look, it's sounder. A fish. Tell you what have you got there? Have you got the plug? That's a fish that. Keep going. Yeah. Don't let that one go. That one's the big. That one's a good one. Whoa, look at that. No pressure. This will be where I do a cut frame and it says 20 minutes later. Just a picture of you laid out.
Oh, it's running again.
It's alright, it's a good fish. You've got it right on the bottom. I can see it at 40 metres. So just be careful doing that, because that's when you create your slack line. It's alright, it's alright. If it wants to do a little bit of a run, let it do it.
I will let it.
It's alright. Leaning a rod on a gunnel like that can create a weak point for it to pivot on. Would you like me to take
Yeah,
over?
do it. Yeah, go on. Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Put it. I could see that you were kind of thinking, John!
Oh, it's the bottom. I did the hard work, yeah? It's a baby, isn't it?
No, it's a good fish. That will be up there to being, well, it's a good 30-pound fish. Gently does it. better slack line off, please, mate. There you go. Yeah, that is actually, that's heavier than I thought. That's a good 30-pound fish. Right. What I'm going to do, that's the beauty of having detachable hook lengths. Detach all that, get the rod out of the way, and then deal with the fish.
That is absolutely amazing, that.
That was that slap that I was talking about, the one that would have hit you straight upside at face.
Did you want this on your arm?
Right. Now look, get some idea of the girth on it now, don't you? That is a good, that'll be well up there in the 30s, if not going 40 pound. I said I thought we'd get one of about that size. Show you with T-barring. All you do is just run the hook like that, literally turn it and just like that.
Simple. Goodness me. You sit there.
Now we've just got to get it out of the boat. Explaining to people about picking up eels, you just can't be afraid of them, because when you're apprehensive is when you get bitten. Just put your hands up on the inside like that, and releasing them, it's just head first in the water, and all that does is, can't even see it. I literally can't even see it. As soon as they get their head first into water, it kicks them onto swimming, gets a burst of oxygenated water over its gills, and it's already got like a 10 or 12 foot head start. But yeah, actually, as soon as I started lifting it out of the water there and I got it on deck, that was a 40 pound fish. So brilliant, they're getting bigger. Right, Dan's had a word with himself, had a Weetabix, he's going to try again.
And there's nothing there, officer.
That's alright when you can maybe manage that one.
You're classic.
No, all fun and games. It does take it out of you being in the sun like this. So yeah, make sure you stay well hydrated. We are swinging about a little bit now as the tide's changing. Now, if you can keep the baits going in the water, you can bring the fish with you. But if it's a straight swing, you might end up 200 yards away from where you started, so you've got to re-establish your scent trail. It's why it's important to keep the baits going in the water. Covered in conger slime. Yep. Told you, didn't I?
Oh, look at it.
Spoke too soon, didn't I? I just said we haven't had any small ones. But that's just it, because we've swung away now and we're in a different spot. You've got to fish through the little ones to get the big ones. We've got to re-establish that scent trail. Right. There. Ta-da! Perfect. Cuttlefish head. Now what could resist that? And it shows you now there exactly what these are representing, don't they? You trying to redeem yourself over there?
Yes. Well, it's not that big, but
that's what she said. That's a big part of fishing. Is a little bit of humour, a little bit of banter. I think that's one of the most important things to take with you on a fishing trip, is a sense of humour. Luckily enough, I managed to lend Dan one.
Funky jump.
No problem at all.
Should we spin that back down? Enough there.
No, I'll stick a bit more on. We'll talk for 2 seconds about the gear that we're using. Now generally for conger fishing in rough ground or on wrecks, you want to be using like a 30 to 50. This is a 15 to 40, so it's around about the same range. Maybe a little bit light for this, but then again, we're not going to be encountering the really big fish that you are in wrecks. and a 20 or a 30 size reel. This is a 30, that's a 20. I've got a 70 pound braid and an 80 pound leader, and like I said, the hook length are 150 pounds. You know, you need the 150 pounds just because of the abrasion resistance of their teeth, and you need strong gear. You need gear you're going to be able to bully them out with. Oh, there's a fish going mad. Let's just do. Look at that.
Oh.
Now that, getting balled up like that, that fish came up halfway. Keep your eye out because there might be a talk down there.
Okay.
Oh, get up out of there, you. See, like that before, when it was in the bottom, the fish had gone and backed into a hole, and as soon as I'd let off a little bit of slack, I thought, I'll go for it. If you can get the eye out the corner of its mouth, you can get the hook out. So it's just getting the eye out. Still there, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
It's alright, that one, isn't it?
Ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling-ding long.
I did say that usually happens, didn't I? So the ling usually come on right at the end.
Yeah.
This, sticking out the fish's mouth. Some fish suffer really badly with barotrauma. Ling are one of those fish. When it comes up from the depth too quickly, it can't equalise the pressure in its body, so the air causes its stomach to distend from its mouth. Now unfortunately, when this happens, when a fish blows, it's game over for the fish. Luckily enough though, they are great eating fish. So I'll get this guy properly dispatched and bled, fillet him off on the way in. But there is another nice rough groundling. Well, that's it. We've come to the end of the session. We've had a blinder. All my fingers are all cut to pieces. I'm covered, like covered in slime. But yeah, we've had a good crack.
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 plus eels. The best few were up in the 40s, and two nice eating ling. I'm going to fillet them off in a minute. But I am going to put links in the description to the tackle that we used today. I hope that's helpful for you. I hope you found it interesting. We've had a good day. We had a glorious day out in the water.
Yeah,
and yeah, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, John.
All the very best. See you later.